Hey, this is Scott Brockamp with His Security. Welcome to the third edition of Survivor Saturday. I have Tanya here with me today. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you taking time just to come sit with us, but to share a little bit about you with us. So thank you so much. I hope you've watched the previous weeks. If not, go back and watch them. I'm going to tell you, if this just doesn't give you an appreciation for life, man, I don't know what will. And so I'm so grateful that we as a company can come together and support such an amazing foundation. And so, Tanya, you are a breast cancer survivor. And so what's that mean to you? I mean, it means something different to everybody. What would you say it means to you being a survivor?
I just see a woman of strength is what I envision in hearing, breast cancer survivor, and I feel like it has brought me more appreciation to life and just being intentional and thankful every day for being a survivor and being able to continue and live and be with my family and friends. So
wow, that's awesome. I want that on placard that I can put on my desk, because there's so many things to be thankful for, and obviously your journey, we all go through things in life, and obviously through your journey, this is one that helped, as God has shown me in many things in my life, one of those ways that He can touch us. And thank you so much for that. Again, this is our third week, and I'm learning so much and building some awesome relationships. But so when you first had that diagnosis, what was that like? What brought that on? Share with us a little bit about that situation.
yeah, I was fairly young. I was 34, about to be 35, and so I just had a really uncomfortable feeling, and it just wouldn't go away. And my self just got on the Google, and I researched, and I thought I had Paget's disease. So I went to my dermatologist, and she was like, "No, that's really rare. You're young. This is just probably symptom from breastfeeding." I had young children. I was finished breastfeeding, but she just related that to previous for the years that I had been breastfeeding, and so she just kind of brushed it aside, and I just kept constantly feeling like something was not right. So I'd gone to my regular doctor and my OBGYN, and then finally I went back to her again and just really pressed her, and she was like, "Well, you're at that age in which we would be sending you to get a mammogram. I think at 35 is what she typically would send, which I feel like is younger than most." But so she sent me in, and fortunately they did, because they did not like what they saw, and so they had me do a biopsy, and they determined that it was DCIS, and so that's when everything started rolling. So those fears, everything just hits you all at once, and I'll just never forget that day. They were like, "I don't like what you say," and the lady was like, "We're gonna determine," she was like, "I know this is breast cancer, and we're gonna, find it." And so basically, before she even biopsied me, I was told that I had breast cancer, and just like all the fears creep in. I had two little girls at the time, and just the thought of all things that could happen, and the fear of death and everything that comes along with it. It was just a super, super scary diagnosis. So that's when I first got diagnosed. But then I went, and I actually, once I found out that I needed to have surgery, I pursued 2 different surgeons. So I think it's important to get different opinions, and I chose to go with one, and they basically I had to do the double mastectomy, and that was my choice. They couldn't save the one, but I chose to do that for my age and for different reasons, just because I didn't want the fear of breast cancer returning, and so I chose that route.
Well, and we talked a little bit about this before, and would you mind sharing a little bit, about our conversation regarding having that double mastectomy, and because I really think it's important that as you expressed it to us and to me, that it's not like somebody who's going in to have an enhancement done.
Mm-hmm. Right, I feel like I was kind of had the misconception, and I feel like a lot of women might that also is going through the surgery, or even people that don't have breast cancer, they might view it as this way. But I do remember the radiologist saying, "Oh, well, it's like you'll get, an enhancement done, and it's going to be great. You get," and so it is a positive, kind of made you have a positive spin on it, but then after going through and realizing that that's not what it is, it's not an enhancement, it's totally different, it's reconstruction, and it's not the same, and you're losing a part of yourself, and it's just so different and so emotional, and so much more insecurities that come from that than most women would experience with just going through the enhancements. I feel like a lot of misconception may be misleading, thinking that all things are going to be great and better, and it's not the same. So
See, and here, right there is the true definition of survivor. To be able to talk about that, and to share what your experiences were, and so thank you. And so, one of the things, obviously, I always ask, because I'm such a huge proponent of the American Cancer Society, and unfortunately I get the same answer all the time, but were you aware of the American Cancer Society and some of the help that was available to you?
no, actually I wasn't, and becoming more familiar with it through you, I do wish that I would have known, because honestly I still feel very uneducated, even though I have been through it and experienced it. I still don't know enough about it, and I feel like I should, and I realize that they have the resources to be able to educate you and make you more aware of breast cancer, and so I did not know the help and the knowledge that's out there.
And it's and it's amazing to me, because when I talk to people, so many people are just unaware. Like us here, we have a local American Cancer Society. It's down on Weisgarber, and they are absolutely amazing. They do so many amazing things, and the volunteers down there, and I tell everybody the same thing all the time. If I don't care what cancer, if you're diagnosed with any form of cancer, go walk in the door. The first thing they're going to do is give you a hug and ask you how we can help. And so to me, that is just simply amazing. So, Tanya, one thing that we always ask, and it's, the whole message here is to provide that hope to others. What are a couple of things that you feel like that you could share with other men or women that are going through a diagnosis, and whether it be breast cancer or any cancer at this point? What is that piece of hope that you would want to share with them or give to them?
I really feel like my hope came from my faith. It truly brought me to God, and I just had to really depend on Him to get me through this, and just to help me mentally and emotionally, and just really, really depend on Him and trust in Him, and know that He would take care of me. That was my biggest hope. I did also connect with a lot of other women that had gone through it, so it gave me some insight in knowing, and I think so if you can get in with other people that have gone through it as well, I think having that support is super helpful, and knowing and connecting with others. But the biggest hope that was for me was just my faith, and just really trusting in God throughout everything, and feeling super thankful that I fortunately was able to just have the mastectomy and did not have to go through with any other treatment. They said I'm cancer free, and I was like, are you sure? And yes, so God took care of me. I feel super thankful that I did not have to go through chemo or radiation, and sometimes that brings on the survival guilt. Like, I feel like, I was super fortunate, and I feel, sorry for others. I have compassion for others that did have to go through with that, but sometimes I feel like, can I help them in a way, but I am super fortunate that I did not have to go through with that. But I was right that I did have Paget's disease, so I just think that, if anybody is feeling anything uncomfortable or concerned, that they really need to push their doctor and make sure that they get seen if they feel like they need to be seen. And early detection is so important. I feel like sometimes people are so caught up on this age, but I feel like more and more women are getting breast cancer younger. I mean, I know 25-year-olds that have been diagnosed with breast cancer. So I don't think you should concern with your age or listen to your doctor. Listen to you and make sure that you get checked so that you are fully aware of what is going on and whether or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it is. I mean, we have seen cases of women well into their early 20s, and so detection is obviously a key. Early detection, and as you said, and as everybody has basically said, is knowing your body and being willing to push through with the doctors to say, hey, listen, something's not right. Something's not right. So knowing what you know now and today and what you've been through, how important would you say it is for people of East Tennessee to help through this cause of, obviously, it's October and everybody's all about breast cancer awareness, but how important would you say it is for people to really get behind to help fund our American Cancer Societies?
I just feel like people just need to build awareness about what breast cancer is, and just to have that knowledge and to have the funds to do the research so that more and more women can be survivors. I mean, without the support and the research, they're not going to be able to have such success with these women's, going through breast cancer. So that would be.
You are so right. You are so right. And Tanya, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story with all of us. There is an opportunity that you can help. Obviously, it is Real Men Wear Pink season, and we're a little over halfway to our goal. So we have a goal of $40,000 this year for our local American Cancer Society. So please help us out. If you will, like and share this video, share it with everybody that you know, and please make a contribution. Every dollar counts. Every dollar helps fund the research. It helps fund the local community. It helps fund the people who are living right here who need your help. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Tanya, thank you again. I can't thank you enough. We appreciate you all. Again, share, and share this story, because together we will win.